Yo, what's good YouTube? VISHBEGAMIN here. Today I wanted to show you guys how to make the best Ja Morant build. To be honest with you, there's nothing much that I can really do on this build. They already have actually everything that you really need in terms of being a Ja Morant build. But there's like 2-3 things that I can change up to just make you a much better slasher all around that a lot of guards and like small guards and even small forwards don't prioritize enough. But I've always thought this stat was like important over the last couple of years in 2K. So if you're interested in how I go about it, let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so first thing we're gonna do is name him Ja Morant, make him right-handed, jersey number 12. Point guard position, height is 6'2". The weight, I mean, they have him listed at like 175, and in terms of the video game, it's just not gonna work because you're gonna have too much low strength. You won't really be able to play perimeter defense all too well. You're not gonna finish with layups as effectively, and I feel like low-key strength is very important in terms of posterizing people. That might even be why your dunk meter messes up. Not that I use dunk meters, because I just think it's cheesy along with rhythm shooting. But yeah, 2K put his wingspan 6'8". His actual wingspan is 6'7", but I went with 6'6" because the mid-range was originally at 89, and that is accurate enough for him. But I wanted to give you guys an option to spread out your cap breakers because we're going to get a lot of them throughout the year. So you might as well have the option of having a 94 mid-range eventually. So that way you can get all your gold badges and get the mini marksman on gold. And see right here, he still looks kind of skinny anyways, being at 205. I mean, it's not like you're going to try to go over here. So I mean, you can just kind of go like with toned right there. So he'll still look skinny. But I'm gonna start with driving layup. You'll see why I just stopped on the close shot. I just wanted to show you how far it can go up. But driving layup, we're gonna go 93. So that way you can get gold layup mix master, gold physical finisher, and then I would recommend putting your build specialization on finishing. That's kind of obvious because he's a slasher, posterizer kind of dude. But most importantly, is you guys got to pay attention to what you're going to use as your max plus twos, because that only goes towards the tier 2. Layup mix master is just an easy one to pick and just make it go from gold to Hall of Fame. I mean gold to legend really. Or you can even put it on float game too, because if you put more cap breakers on here enough to get 97, this will become Hall of Fame anyways. So you could put it on float game. Actually, it's kind of hard because you'll have both of them on gold, so it could just become legend regardless. But that would probably be the best spot to put it in, because if you put it on shooting, you're not gonna have post fade phenom to put it on, unless if you wanted to. You could just settle with 88 driving dunk and then just go 70 post control if you wanted to. But I was trying to just make it as accurate to the Ja Morant build off the rip, and you could like spread your cap breakers to other spots. But you know what, I'll tell you what, we could try to do that too. I'll give you 2 options. So the mid-range will go 89, so that way you can get all your silver badges and set shot on gold. But this is where we're going to prioritize our +5 cap breakers for sure, is over here, so that way you can get a 94 mid-range, and this will give you all your gold shooting badges including mini marksman. The 3-ball is a good sweet spot, 83 3-ball for bronze limitless. They had a 79 free throw, but as a small guard, you should have at least a fairly high free throw so you can comfortably knock down free throws in the rec. You don't want those 1 to 2 points to cost the game for you guys. The ball handle will put it at 90. You got that option to eventually go 95 ball handle, to get, you know, Hall of Fame handles for days and Hall of Fame ankle assassin and gold unpluckable all in one. Speed with ball, we'll just go ahead and put it at 91 just so that you don't have to worry about speed with ball down the road. Pass accuracy was originally 76, but I'd say you don't really need anything higher than 71, you know, just enough to get that silver dimer. Bailout being at 85 is just ridiculous. I've used 85 pass sack and it's just like it's still 50-50 whether I get the bailout or not, so I don't really feel any kind of difference between 65, 71, 85 in those situations. Perimeter defense, we'll still go with 74 because he's not an elite defender, but he's not an absolute liability on that end either to where he doesn't put effort. Steal, we'll put it at 67. I don't feel like steals is all that necessary, but you know, you have that option of glove and interceptor being bronze, so you can at least get the animations to go. Then the agility, they had it at 86. I think it's good enough to be at 80. I only think you should just go to 80. Like, you should only increase your agility if you're trying to go for a certain defensive badge, because agility doesn't even matter this year in terms of shifty shooter. Shifty shooter, all that matters is just what your shooting stat is. Last year it was like what your shooting stat was and what your agility was. So yeah, you can kind of chill with whatever. Strength, now that's the big one right here. I went ahead and went up to 75, so that way you can get the goal physical finisher. What's the point of having a 90 to 93 driving layup if you don't have any sort of strength to match with it? I mean, like, the only situation where like it'd be tricky is like if you're trying to make like a Kyrie type of build where you're trying to go for, or an Allen Iverson type of build where you're going for like 94 speed with ball, and in order to do that you have to have such a low weight, and it would kind of, depending on your like height and wingspan, their strength could like kind of range max at most 65 to 67, so that would limit you to bronze to silver. But if you already have the physical requirements to get 75 strength, you might as well just go for it. It's gonna help you make, you know, those 33, like those 30% to 40% contested layups a lot easier to go in. You just gotta time it a little carefully, but it'll become more makeable now. You know, I feel like a lot of people will be able to get cap breakers more throughout this year. So even though Ja Morant doesn't really go for post fades like that, I'm going to give you guys that option just to put it over here. So here we got 70 post control for silver post fade phenom. So you know, you could either choose shooting. That way you can use your tier 2 max plus 2 and put it on post fade phenom and have that on Hall of Fame. That's really easy to get Hall of Fame. If you don't feel like you're gonna go for extremely high layups, you could always lower this to driving layup like that, and then go up to the driving dunk this way. Up to you. I feel like this way would be better because you'll have more cap breakers to put over here to eventually get these to Hall of Fame, and that might just be good enough. And then you can use other slots for your max plus 1s and max plus 2s, because they're all going to be Hall of Fame. So all you need to do is just put a max plus 1 tier 1 and a max plus 1 tier 2 to get them to Hall of Fame to legend. So we still have a little wiggle room to kind of adjust what we want. You could put up the 3 ball like this, so you have a little bit more of a comfortable 3 ball, and even if you really wanted to, you'll have that option of getting to silver limitless quicker. But you know, again, I was trying to be as accurate to being a Ja Morant build as possible, so I'm trying to just find ways to go up with it. I originally was just settling with the post control being low because it's just, you know, not all too necessary. I was looking to see if post up poet was an option. Your max post control is 76, So you couldn't even get silver to do certain spins against smaller guards. I would like to go up and get like the close shot be higher, but you know, you're not going to get paint prodigy because you're 6'2", so that's also not going to do much for you. So the only thing I could think of is like maybe you can go up close shot, so you can just have the attribute of an 80 close shot that will still help you with standing layups in general, but you're not going to get the badge, if that makes any sense. It kind of correlates with the driving layup low key, so that is an option. Or you can go you can lower this, since the driving dunk already got lowered, and you could just keep up in the driving layup like to 94 like that. That way it requires less cap breakers to just go ahead and get what you need to get. You can even eventually get 99 driving layup on, which is kind of overpowered low key. There's a lot of things you can do. I don't think there's it's kind of hard to mess up a Ja Morant build, to be honest. Like, I'm trying to find ways to mess it up and I can't. I'm sorry if I'm rambling. I'm honestly kind of changing ideas last second, because I mean, like, if you're gonna get a lot of cap breakers, you might as well get the post control up and just go +3 here. Like, I'm just now thinking about this kind of idea right here. That's kind of solid too. You know, you could do something like that. 39 standing dunk. Standing dunk this year isn't gonna matter as a small guard either, because you have to be at least 6'5" in order to unlock the basic standing dunks. If you don't care about layups that much, you could go 93, go up to the driving dunk 91 like that, and then up the free throw some more. There really isn't a whole lot you could do. I feel like a lot of people are gonna have at least 15 cap breakers this year. I mean, I'm already at like about 9, so we're gonna try to get the free throw up as much as we can. 90 and then 39. That's, let's see, I was looking to see if I could go any higher. 35, 39. Yeah, there's really nothing much else I could do here. But yeah, honestly, I was gonna show you guys like 93 driving layup, 93 driving dunk, no post control. If you are just like not gonna grind the game out like that, and you wanted to have, you know, just go straight into the game and just feel like Ja Morant off the rip, you can do that. But if you want to have more cap breakers, and you know you're gonna play the game a decent amount, and you're gonna go for like vet 2 or legend 1 even, or something like that, and you're in a cruise that's already 30, and you'll play the game throughout like season 4s or 6, like there's a lot of ways to get a lot of cap breakers. The lifetime challenges is already gonna give you like 2. So yeah, there you go guys. Mid-range slasher. I was mainly trying to just go for the name mid-range slasher, because I feel like that'd probably be the closest, most accurate name to Ja Morant. And that was actually not the build idea I wanted to go with. I was kind of improvising. I was gonna show you like 2 things, but I kind of mixed 2 things into one. You know, low-key 99 layup. It would be most OP if you had the highest strength possible, so you can get pure legend physical finisher. But what you can do about that is make a tier 2 max +2 on physical finisher, make it go from gold to legend. And now that's a huge deal, because I've been testing that out on the 6'5" shooting guard, and I'll go from making 30% contested layups with gold, and then when I go to legend, I'll make like 50 to 60% contested layups. And that's with the 93 driving layup. So imagine that with a 99 driving layup, and you have layup mixmaster pure legend, just the 99 layup in general, and it's on legend with the max +2, of course. So, and you're a small guard too, so you're gonna have a lot more finesse getting through it. You'll have better layup packages to work with. So yeah, sorry about that if I was rambling too long. Longer video than expected. But if you like the video, please drop a like. I post build videos 3 times a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I also go live on Twitch Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. And until then, I'll catch you on the next build video. Peace.